Come with me to the first inaugural Gusto Impact Awards workshop in the city of Charlotte, the Queen City. I had food there at Fin and Fino. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Wait. It was located at Mint Museum Uptown, which I absolutely love going to. And what I loved is not only did they have the agenda and everything that you're going to do that day, but they had notebooks and pens ready, okay? But don't just take my word for how amazing this whole thing is. I'm going to let you hear from the hosts themselves, and we'll go from there.
So the idea behind it at Gusto, we believe that small businesses obviously are the backbone of communities, but also the work that you're doing often doesn't get a lot of attention that it deserves. And so we launched this program called the Impact Awards, where we show up in a select number of cities each year, and you can enter and share how your business makes an impact. We have one winner per city every single year, and the winner gets $10,000 in cash and $40,000 in advertising credit. And so the reason we are here is because we are celebrating not only our Impact Award winner, LaToya Faustin, she's right over there. She won the city. A round of applause for her. But this year, in year number 2, we went to 5 cities. We also asked every single applicant, every single business that entered into this award program, would you like to have a resourced workshop happening in your city? And we only were going to offer them to 2 cities just to pilot it out. Charlotte had above and beyond the most hands raised saying, I would really love to have this moment where I can come out of my busy day, learn something new, meet people in my community, and walk away feeling more equipped to run my business. So this is our very first inaugural workshop. Thank you for raising your hands. Thank you for having so much passion when it comes to bettering your businesses. And in the spirit of community, I would love everyone on our system to turn to somebody you did not come here with, introduce yourself, share your business name, and your 1-sentence elevator pitch.
First up was the Fireside Chat, leveling up your small business, strategies for starting, growing, and scaling your business with LaToya Faustin, Melissa Carnegie, and Dwight Triadi.
On the tail end of it, but my name's Curtis with Cuzzo's Cuisine. I'm curious on how much do you guys separate emotion from business when you guys are operating your businesses? Because you get emotional, and that leads to a lot of different areas of business. But when you focus more on the business aspect, that leads to a lot of different other things. So how do you guys separate the two, or do you guys separate the two?
I'll start. You're about to get stream of consciousness, Curtis. We'll see what comes out. Both are needed, and when you said that, it hit me in my heart actually, because I am passionate about the work that I do, and I think without that passion, I wouldn't do this work. So it's so you have to lean into that part of the emotion, but then when it comes to business decisions, you have to move the emotion out. And so I would say, when it comes to who we serve, how we serve them, philosophy, those are things that I lean heavy into emotion and how we treat people. When it comes to anything related to money, my reputation, but not mess with either one of those. Any of those things, strictly business. So we could be the closest. I could have loved this employee, but if they mess with one of those 2 things, my money and my reputation, then it has to. The feelings are put to the side. It has to be a business decision. So
yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. I think you pretty much summed it up. Yeah, I would agree. I'm the same way. I think about the people and my community, and that's big for me. That's what makes me happy. That's what keeps me going, the community that we've built. And I'm very, I'm working on this, but I'm very much business all the time. All of the time business, and not necessarily, putting my emotions too much into it. Loving my community and knowing that they're who I serve, but knowing that, this is a business at the end of the day, and I have to run it as such and keep that in mind. And then I go home and vent to my husband if I need to and chat with him about it, but, I stay pretty much focused in that.
them with a proposal. You can't just say, how can we partner? You do your research, you figure out how you can partner, and you show them, like, this is how we can partner. I can start on Wednesday. What's good for you? Like, you have to come with a proposal, and that's what we did for many of our partners. It was like, it was during COVID. No one was thinking about having programming. We went to the YMCA and said, we can do it. We can do it outside. We can do it outside with Matt. What do you like? We can be that solution. People's first answer is always no. So don't let that discourage you. You show them how to get to the yes.
Women have something to say, and this is what we can do to bring it to life. This is what we can do to support them and show them and create community. And most of the time, it's like, wow, I didn't know that, or yes, this could be really cool, or we have some children that would love to hear from you or be a part. So I think just show them what you can do versus saying, yeah, like you said, saying, oh, we can do this, let's sit down and have a conversation. Oh, this is what we do, and this is how we can help you.
And I would say also specifically for this community, Charlotte is risk averse because of all the banks. And then Charlotte is a follow the leader city. This is what it is. So not many people are going to take an unknown idea that no one's ever done. And so as you're thinking about the clients that you do have, whatever your big idea is, do it with the small client. Then you present that to the big client. Like, you have to use that as your proof of concept, because I don't care how good it is on paper, if it hasn't been done, Charlotte is less likely to take on that risk. And so you have to start with what you do have and then present it. It's like, see, this is what we were able to do with little. Now we can do this with more.
Yeah, our first event, I did it with my own money, and had pictures taken, video, and was able to then go and show businesses what we can do. So yeah, 100% agree with that.
I saw you have.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was all into it. Good afternoon, I'm Donna Hunley. I'm with People Pulse Ventures. And I wanted to ask you about mentorship. I know how important it is, when you have a mentor, but I also wonder, how did you select if you do have one? And how do you avoid opinion overload? Because a lot of people are coming from corporate America, where they're used to going to a boss. And so when you have a mentor, you can easily mistake that person who's supposed to be your coach to now somebody who you feel like you have to run everything by.
I don't have a mentor coach. Of course, I've worked in corporate for over 10 years at a specific business in the hair care and beauty space. So our VP there was like a mentor and a coach to me, and I went to her for a lot when it came to starting my business and creating it. So she was like my unofficial coach, which was great. And I felt like she gave me space to grow, and it was more so of like, let me know, what are you navigating, what are you trying to get through, versus let me tell you what to do and you need to listen to this, which I think was very helpful. But right now I always say a digital coach, Miley Till, which is an amazing business owner, entrepreneur. She has a podcast, and I feel like she is an amazing digital mentor to a lot of women, and me specifically. And I just listen to her podcast and take what you need. You take what you need, and you listen to the journey that she's gone through and the things that she's had to say, and that's been very helpful to me as well. So not necessarily having a coach through every phase of life, having someone that I work with directly that was able to coach me through things that I needed help with, but also strengthen me in ways that I didn't know I needed. And then having someone digitally who I can go to and listen to and see what I need to take from their experience.
That's excellent feedback. I was also going to lean into the digital space. I was also going to give a different perspective. Instead of necessarily a mentor, consider a board of directors. And so who are the people, in your sphere who are experts in specific things that can then weigh in on decisions. And to keep the opinion overload down is that there's an agenda. Like, treat it like your board of directors. Here's my meeting. I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z. As a specific example, she built the city. I believe we started with maybe $50,000 to $100,000 of seed funding for the work that we were doing. Once we hit over $1 million, I was like, somebody help. Like, I don't, like, what am I supposed to do with this extra zero? Like, I don't understand. I didn't know how to manage at that level. And so I had to choose a different board member, so to speak, to like, hey, we're here now. What do I need to do? We actually hit a threshold in Gusto where we had more employees, where we had to get a different tax filing. What is this? I didn't know that. And so having someone on my board of directors who could then help me, I need now someone who manages 6 figures on a regular basis to get me to that next level. And so less of a mentor, one-on-one, more of a committee of individuals who are committed to your success. They may have limited time, so you have an agenda. I need this help. And so they're able to feed into that specific area.
I have a question for you, like, when handling multiple businesses, especially in the social media realm, like, you have your own, your personal platform, and then you have your business, and then with me, I have multiple. How do you kind of find balance with that? Like, running one is honestly, could be exhausting, but then trying to run 2, 3, even 4 pages sometimes, how would you manage that?
I would say automation. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Automating, creating content calendars, having those calendars already laid out for previous months ahead of time, and going in, scheduling my time of like, okay, I have like an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening. That's when I go and communicate, talk with my community, answer any DMs that we may have, bringing in, we had a contractor at one point that would help out with a lot of the sharing and the posting. Has been very helpful for me.
I'll give both a practical and a philosophical answer. So the practical, the time blocking on a calendar, amazing. And so not just a meeting. So I'm going to meet with Melissa. I'm going to meet, but no, at 1 o'clock on Thursdays, that's the time that I do this. So you make a meeting with yourself for that task that needs to be done, life-changing. And so like time blocking is the practical advice. The theoretical, I say there's no such thing as balance. It doesn't exist. So I get rid of that. It doesn't exist. It is truly a juggling act. And I've said this a few times. It's you're juggling. Some of your balls are rubber. They can bounce. Some of your balls are glass. So it is my job to keep those glass balls afloat. For me, that's my family. That's my son, Thaddeus. So that ball is going to stay in the air. Everything else can drop if it needs to, because I can pick it back up later because it bounces. And so figuring out what those glass balls are for you and what that means for you in this season of life, and making sure that you've centered your life to keep those balls up, let those rubber balls bounce, and pick them up when you have capacity.
Yeah, and digitally honing in on that one platform that is successful to you. Don't think you have to be everywhere all the time. Like if one place is very successful for you, or that's where you're getting a really good community interaction, I say it's great engagement. Focus on that one. The other ones are great, but that doesn't have to be your focal point.
So without further ado, let's welcome our next speakers, Kaya and Tammy.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? You're looking so beautiful today. As you've heard, I'm Taya Bolton. I am so especially happy to be here because I was the Charlotte champion and leader of the Gusto Impact Awards. So I did all the videos to get you all to come out and do your applications. It's great to see you in person, and it's certainly great to be here on stage to welcome you today. I'm excited to share with you how to increase and master your company's fundamentals with high-performing teams. And I want to welcome you all to this masterclass. I'm also joined by amazing co-presenter here, Tammy.
Hello everyone, thank you for having me here today, Gusto. Today I'll be speaking about revenue models that scale and validating for long-term sustainability. And my hope is that the material that we have here today will help set you up for continued success. I will be citing examples. Please note that these are generalizations. They're meant to inspire applicability to your business. So we might not cover all of the nuances today of your specific business. But if you need further explanation or examples, we will be having a roundtable later. So please don't hesitate to ask us.
One, you can't do everything by yourself. You might be a solopreneur, but you have contractors and you have a dream team of other people that are walking alongside you and helping you. It's also going to be important that you empower those teams to have input into your processes. What I realize when people actually come to me and say, my team is not doing what I need them to do, is because there's some lack of communication. What could have started from the onboarding process. Could be the job description, the way they were onboarded, maybe they started and then something changed in the company. They're no longer doing what they really love to do. So as you're expanding on the work that you do, make sure that you're getting the input from all of your different team members. They are your greatest asset, always, and you want to make sure that you're monitoring the metrics. So how you monitor those metrics will depend on what their role is. If they're managing your website and your social media, you'll be looking at those things. You also will be doing your reviews. You will also be maybe having a coach to come and do some 360 feedback assessment so that they understand how other people perceive them. So all these things are very critical in having your high-performing team.
So right here are the statistics. About, I think a little over 68% of the reviews are going to be 4 and 5 star, or 4 star or higher. So just so you can see right there, like, yes, obviously people go to Yelp and Google and all the things to talk about, oh my God, my food was cold, this is so terrible. But most people are going to Yelp specifically to write good reviews, even with the average review being about 4 or 5 stars as well. So that just to show you those numbers to kind of hopefully encourage you. I know a lot of business owners are kind of like leery of Yelp. They think it's just kind of bad reviews, but that's just not the case. So I really wanted to showcase that today. Alrighty, so the fun part that I love when it happens is when a business responds to my review, right? Because sometimes myself, so I am what's called a Yelp Elite member, and so there's also lots and hundreds of other Yelp Elite members in Charlotte and throughout the country. And so usually our reviews are like super detailed. I honestly will probably post about 30 photos everywhere I go. I love photographing businesses and sharing what they are doing in their space. If the food is great, if the bathroom decor was awesome, I like any little thing. I'm like, oh, that's so cute. So I'll take a bunch of pictures and I will share it, obviously as part of my job, but even before Yelp, I love writing reviews. I also love reading reviews because I want to see like, what did Susie Q experience when she went there? How was parking? Do I need to see, if I need to go earlier or something? It just kind of helps me plan my trip. So I try to be as detailed in my reviews as possible. So when you as a business owner is looking at these reviews, again, like Melissa was saying, it's just really good to respond to them. You're engaging that online fan base, and it kind of can help you with just different feedback, like, oh, okay, I see the light is broken in the bathroom. I have no idea. This person complained about it or mentioned it in a review. So it can definitely be helpful. And it also just shows people that you care about what they're saying. I mean, somebody came to your business or they hired you to do something at their home or anything, and they took the time to leave you some feedback. And I think it's just awesome when you can respond to that because it means that you care, you're reading it, and you want the feedback. And it could be some helpful information in there for you, or you could make a connection with somebody just through a review, you know what I mean? You just never know. So I always encourage people to respond. It makes me feel good. It makes me want to write some more reviews. These are 2 examples of my reviews that some business owner responded to. And even though I work for Yelp, I'm always like, oh, that was so nice. Like, that's really, really cool. And for example, this Tifa chocolate one, they kind of signed it with the acronym of what Tifa stands for, and I did not know that it was an acronym. So even with that small thing, I just learned something. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Like, it's such a small thing, but it's really helpful, I think, for you and the person who's writing the review to kind of just check that out. And again, like I said, you can join that conversation online with your customers.
I think one of the things I loved the most about this event was the activation break in the middle of the day. I'm talking Wall of Fame, I'm talking this mirror, okay, photo op, I'm talking headshots, okay, free, we love free 99. I'm talking networking, and yeah, there's snacks and like food and a wall where you can write things on a sticky note to inspire other people or answer questions. I loved everything about this activation break, and it was just a vibe. I met so many cool people and even got to say hello to Melissa Carnegie, finally, of Cakes and Froze. But seeing TJ and G, was my favorite thing, because I really did not know they were going to be there, and so to capture them in their element and being out there networking, knowing all the great work they're doing in Charlotte and in the community and all the things they have their hands in, I love it. And yes, I made sure I got my headshots before I left, y'all. I was only there for a few hours. I got there at the start, and I left, I think, around 3 something, because I was not trying to pay for parking for much longer, so there was that. But yeah, I 100%, if Gusto Impact Awards comes to your city, go. This event was free. It was free. I just showed up because on a whim. And of course, I had to just have a little moment for the elevator and my steps, walking down the hallway. Y'all can call me extra. You can be like, oh my gosh, why? But just listen, okay? Just listen. Okay, now that ASMR is done, Gusto Impact Awards, yeah, go to that. We outside this year. We are networking because networking is not boring. It is divine. We are making sure that we capture, okay, the fit. Video, photo, something to make sure they know that you had a fit, okay? And make sure you show up to events as yourself. Don't feel like, I have to be so stuffy and I have to look like this. You need to look like yourself. You need to be authentic. Yeah. And just like that, we are done. I gotta walk up these steps to my car and get out of this parking deck. But we are done. And it was a good day. It was a very good day.